In today's video, I'm going to show you how to unlock the infinite money glitch within your service business. It is one small tweak that you need to make in order to create more money for yourself more consistently over a longer period of time. And it's something that big businesses have been doing for a very long time. So I'm going to be showing you guys exactly what that is and how you can start creating predictable revenue for yourself. As well as, if you stick around to the end, I'm also going to show you the biggest mistake that people make when they start trying to implement this type of structure into their business and how you can avoid that. So definitely stick around to the end. But if all that sounds good, hit the thumbs up button and let's go ahead and jump right into this. So where it first starts is I realized that I had a problem. And my problem was I had wasps flying around my garage and flying around the front of my house for that matter. And they were flying underneath the front fascia board of my garage. I didn't know how many were in there. I didn't know where the nest was. All I knew is that there was wasps flying around. I have a son and I have a wife and they don't like wasps. And I needed to figure out a solution to this problem. So step two, I then tried to solve the problem. The only way that I could, I went to the hardware store. I said, do you guys have any wasp spray? They did have some wasp spray. I cleared the shelf. I bought 5 of them. The guy looked me in my face when he was checking me out and he said, do you really need this much wasp spray? And I said, absolutely. I don't know where they are, where they're coming from, or how many there are of them. So I need everything that you guys have in order to try to kill them. Now, this wasp spray wasn't just wasp spray, though. It was foaming wasp spray. So not only am I trying to kill something that I don't know where it is, how many of them there are, or pretty much anything, it's also foaming up. So I'm spraying the house, I'm spraying the garage, I'm spraying the cars, and I'm not really killing any wasps. So at that moment, I realized that this problem was probably something that I needed a professional to resolve and that I wasn't going to be able to fix myself. And when you're a business owner, you think that you're different from your customers, but you're really not, because I pretty much followed the customer cycle that a lot of people go through, right? First and foremost, I identified that I had a problem, and that was the wasp. I then tried to solve it myself by going to get wasp spray. I then realized that it was harder to solve than I initially anticipated and that I should Google professional near me that could potentially solve my problem. So I then searched for pest control near me. I then picked the company with the most 5-star reviews in the top 3. And that is my basic roadmap for my ideal customer. And for anybody in here that's not on Google, that doesn't have reviews, and that does not rank in the top 3, my message for you in this video is to go and figure out how to do that. And if you guys want a fast track to that, be sure to check out the Inner Circle. I'll leave it first link in the comment section and the description. But essentially, if you're not on Google, if you're not ranking at the top, and if you don't have a lot of reviews, you are missing out on probably 85% of your potential customer base to the people that are ranking at the top. So I've made it my current mission to get absolutely as many 5-star reviews for my company as possible in as least amount of time as possible, because I'm missing out on potential customers every single day that I am not at the top with the most reviews in front of the people that are actively searching me out. So the first lesson of the video, if you get anything from it, figure out how to rank #1 on Google or at the top, and how to have a ton of reviews, because that's where your ideal customer is. So I then called the pest control company, and this is where things get a little bit interesting, right? So I called the pest control company. I say, hey, I have this wasp issue. They're coming in here. I need help. What can you guys do to help me? Then the lady said, are you an existing customer? I said, no, I am not. And then she said, we only service customers on maintenance plans. We only service customers that we come and we do their quarterly sprayings, however they refer to it. And basically, this did 2 different things for their company whenever they did this. It created exclusivity around doing business with them, because not everybody gets to do business with them. When a customer calls you to do a pressure washing job, what do you say? What's your address? Blah, 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 blah. There's no barriers there. But with this company, they already have enough business to where they don't really need my business. They don't do one-off services anymore. So this creates a little bit more scarcity for me as the customer, and it creates a little bit more exclusivity. It's a little bit better to be in a relationship with this company, because they don't need everybody. They don't just do one-off services. They only service their continued client base, the people that, have a recurring deal with them. The second thing that it did was it gave them a favorable position with regards to the negotiation, because they don't do one-time services. They only handle people with recurring. And when that is the case, when you're at a point where you have so many clients and so many customers that you won't do one-time services anymore, you're now putting yourself in a position where you can make a lot more money. And so I'm going to give you guys the tale of 2 companies here, right? Because I could have called this company and they could have said what company 1 would say, yeah, we'll come out and we'll solve the wasp issue and we'll charge you our minimum, which is $125. And then from that point, they could have resolved the issue. And, I may or may not have ever called again. I might not have ever had a wasp issue issue that I needed their help with after that. So they would have got me for $125. Now, company two is the company that I called, right? And they said that we're only going to service you with a 1-year contract for quarterly pest control. So we're going to come out, we're going to take care of the wasp issue for you. And then we're also going to get you on a quarterly contract where we come out, we service the property, we spray for it, and we make sure that we kind of stay on top of these issues. And if you have any problems in between, you can give us a call. So they were able to then turn $125 into $360 a year that rolls over into the next year, right? So company one would have only got me for $125. Company two got me for $360 because they do quarterly payments of $90. It's like $30 a month, and I went ahead and signed up for it. So one-time payment of $125 or $360 that renews every single year until the customer says that they want to cancel. I would much rather, from the company perspective, go with option number two. But also, let's just imagine that I'm with this company for 10 years, right? If I move, I'm still in their service area, or if I stay in my house for 10 years and I never really cancel my services, because who wants pests and rodents and stuff? They have now taken me from a customer that was only worth $125 to a customer that's now worth $3,600. I don't know what type of increase that is, but I know that's like a lot of X's, right? People say it's like 100X increase. That's huge, okay? Just because they do not service people on a one-time basis. They only service people on a recurring basis. So company two's model is much more attractive from a money earning perspective. So basically, the main message of today's video is that recurring work, recurring revenue, recurring customers win the day for your company. They guarantee you monthly income, okay? And it guarantees that you don't start from zero every single month. So if you guys think about hiring employees, it's a little bit scary, at least in the beginning, because you don't know. It's like, well, I hope we have the work to continue. But can you imagine if this company, had $10,000 in recurring revenue that they knew were coming in every single month, and they said, okay, we can take this 10K and we can go ahead and put, $3,000 into labor of the 10K. And we know we have, our costs, which is another 2K. And we know that we're guaranteed $5,000 profit, and we can hire people and we can do the whole deal, because they know exactly how much money is coming in every month, and there's no guessing game because they have these people on a recurring contract. So that's another benefit. You don't start from zero every single month. Also, customers are going to give you more money over longer periods of time because we are charging them until they ultimately cancel, right? Like, what better model is that? And there's a lot of other companies that operate on this model. Garbage disposal, right? Like, you pay for your garbage disposal probably quarterly, just like the way that they do. And am I ever canceling my garbage guy? I'm ever going, I'm getting a new garbage company. They don't empty the can as good as I want them to. No, I mean, like, unless they're doing something terrible, I'm going to keep the same garbage disposal company for pretty much ever. Just like I'm not going to go out and look for a new pest control company either. With the Wi-Fi, what are you going to do? As long as this internet connection is stable, am I going to go out and look for another Wi-Fi company? Absolutely not. I'm going to continue to pay them month over month, month over month, month over month for every single month, for the lifetime of me doing business with them. Netflix, same deal. You pay for it, you forget about it. Gym memberships, alarm systems, you can keep going. Amazon Prime. I told you guys the biggest companies in the world have figured this out. And when you figure out how to create recurring revenue for yourself, you generate more monthly income. You don't start from zero. Customers pay you more money over longer periods of time, and your company then becomes more valuable because you are able to have guaranteed money coming in every single month. So recurring money is the message of today's video. The idea is less money longer is better than more money once, right? So that's a beautiful thing that we can take away from this. So how can we do this within our pressure washing business? Now, the bad part about pressure washing specifically, I'm talking about pressure washing because that's the main thing that we talk about on this channel, is the service really only needs to be offered every year, right? It's really like a once a year service. The house gets dirty about once a year. The driveway gets dirty enough once a year. The roof is probably, more than that. It's a longer period of time. Fortunately enough for us, that's why we can charge a higher ticket for it. However, we also don't get that recurring money. So like on the opposite end of this would be like lawn care, right? The benefit of lawn care is they're cutting the grass every single week while the grass is growing. The negative side of lawn care is you can only cut grass for about $40 a yard, right? Or else somebody's going to beat you down on the price. So yes, we get higher tickets with pressure washing, but they are not occurring as often. So that's why you need something like email automation to follow up with these people to stay in front of them. And if you guys need help with that, check out QuotaQ, the second link in the comment section and the description. You can set in place email automations that are going to trigger on different events. So I showed you guys in my last video, you can set invoices to trigger email automations that then send to your customer after 11 months and say, hey, it's been 11 months since, you got your house clean. Let's go ahead and get you on the schedule again. Are you ready? That is something that you need to set up because we can't really get the recurring work with some of the larger jobs that we do, like houses, roofs, and driveways, unless one of you guys can figure that out. And if we can't get the recurring work, then the next best thing is to get the automation in place to stay in front of them ahead of time. So that way we don't lose that customer out to what we talked about earlier, them searching on Google and doing the whole deal. So what we can do is there's a couple of other recurring deals. They are lower ticket, but first and foremost is going to be can cleaning. Okay. So my brother's done a ton of can cleaning content. He's got customers that do it on a recurring basis. He does them quarterly. I'm pretty sure most of them are quarterly, but can cleaning is going to be a lower ticket service that you could offer recurring. The next one is going to be dumpster pad cleaning. You guys have seen this on my channel. I did a big thing with my buddy Mike, and he shared everything that he had with regards to starting a dumpster pad cleaning business. So if you guys are interested in that, be sure to check it out. Once again, a lower ticket service. I believe he said 125 was about the average on that service. However, if you're servicing it monthly, like that 125 starts to stack. If we can get a bunch of different recurring accounts on there, we've now built up a recurring route. And what Mike does now is he makes so much money in his business that he just sells the route and he just builds another one. So dumpster pad cleaning is a good way to go. Also, commercial maintenance contracts. We have some contracts with some gas stations that we go and we service quarterly. Some of them get serviced once a month. So that's another route that you guys can go, as well as window cleaning for commercial accounts. So there's a lot of different things that you guys can offer. One thing to keep in mind is it will be lower ticket. However, it will also be guaranteed revenue coming in. So now that we've kind of covered one of the most beautiful pieces that you guys can create and add into your business in order to create more predictable income, let's cover the thing that people miss most with this. And the biggest mistake that people make with this is they give the customer a choice. So I'm going to share with you guys a detailing business example. So I did some consulting with a local detail business. I'm probably going to make a specific video on this because what we've done in the business has really helped them to get a lot more revenue coming in. And they actually hit their first like 10K month not that long ago. But one of the biggest pieces to this detail business was the fact that their recurring plan was not necessarily recurring. So they would have people on these recurring contracts where they would come out and they would do monthly cleanings, but then they would bill them monthly after the cleaning was done. So that is the biggest mistake. So for instance, if they were coming to do my cars, they would wash my cars every month, but then afterwards they would bill me. And this leaves you susceptible and open to people canceling, to people moving the date around. Whereas opposed to the way Netflix hits your account, they just bill it. And then it's your responsibility to watch it. The gym membership, they just bill it and it's your responsibility. The garbage people, they bill you and then it's your responsibility to put the garbage out. So if you're going to implement one of these recurring models into like can cleaning or dumpster pad cleaning, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are billing, and then it is their responsibility to then stay on the schedule, because the dilemma that this detailing business found themselves in is they were not billing at the first of the month. And so people would then have the option to say, well, we want to move it out a month, or we want to reschedule, or, hey, can you come get us next month? And then they'd move it out 2-3 months. And then before you know it, the car's so dirty that it really doesn't even make sense for the detail company to be incentivizing a monthly cleaning. And thus they weren't capitalizing and they didn't have that guaranteed income that they should have every month. So don't give the customer choice on recurring. They have to pay for it. They're paying for it every month. If they cancel, that's on them. If they don't use the service, that's on them. The customer must be billed monthly for the service automatically at the beginning of the month, or whatever the set date is for them to be billed, because given the choice, they may opt out of month 2, 3. Like, can you guys imagine if Netflix gave you a choice? If they were like, hey, we need you to go ahead and send in your card information for this month, and you're like, dude, I didn't even watch Netflix. Or like the Wi-Fi, it's like, I didn't even use the Wi-Fi that much. Why am I paying for it this month? Or like the garbage. Like I forgot to put the garbage out a couple times this month. Can I get a discount? No. What they do is they take it out of your account. You don't think twice about it, and that's the way it is. So if you guys made it this far in the video, comment down below recurring, and I will hashtag you a real one. But my name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. Check out the Inner Circle. Check out Quota Q. And until next time, hustle hard. Get that money, baby. Peace.